Sir, you're charged with especially aggravated kidnapping. You're also charged with aggravated assault, and you're charged with theft of a firearm worth less than $2,500.
You're talking about stuff that is not relevant.
Hello and welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict, and boy do I have a case for you today.
Why is the dog chewing on this guy?
I think they have got the wrong guy there.
Got the wrong guy. The dog was biting him.
He roughened him up quite a bit. There's a lawsuit.
9 out of 10 judges prefer watching the Recovery Addict live stream in their courtroom.
The fireworks are not done.
Now we're getting commentary on the case. Dati mihi Anglican po yung servant Latin. That's literally not true.
Is that correct?
I didn't ask you to interrupt me.
Alrighty. If I turn off all the mute buttons, then it will work better. Welcome back from lunch, and welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict. You can see some of my lunch left over right here. I need to move that out of the way. Let me just...
I'm not a cat.
I'm eating sugar, Kathy, because... oops, let me get your comments where it belongs. Just one second. I'm eating sugar because I was very sleepy. So I'm eating sugar to wake up. Is that the right way to do it? Or was I mistaken about
Don't
that?
miss the forest from the trees.
I almost fell asleep during the lunch break. Right here in this chair. Welcome back to the Court of Public Opinion. It's wonderful to have you here. It's wonderful also to have Ashley here, because Ashley was first in chat today. Ashley, congratulations. You know what you're doing here. You've won many times before. Repeat offender. Sugar and Mountain Dew. So I need to add the Mountain Dew, and that'll help. You will crash. Mistakes, says Kathy Davidson. It might be a short stream. It might be a short stream. Rick Groover says, watch juror number 1 in Hippo Lover interview. I want them in my family. Rick, that is awesome. They are a cute couple. They were fun to watch. I really enjoyed that as well. Big props to Kurt. I thought he did a great job with that interview, and I thought they did a great job with that interview as well. All right, welcome back, late arrivals. Come on in. Courthouse color changed. Yeah, I made a month. Joe, thank you very much. I appreciate your continued support. It would not be the same here without you. Glad you can be here with us as your courthouse color matures. All right, slow release energy would be better. Banana. Well, now you tell me. Should I stop eating them, or if I just keep eating the sugar, does that mean it will just keep me going all the way through? You're going to crash. Protein and water. That's what I need. I've got the water. All right. I forgot to ask Kurt, was he reading questions from Reddit on the lunch break? I jumped around a couple places. I went to Brandy's channel, caught the last of Brandy and Bob on the live stream before she went to lunch. I jumped over to Grizzly True Crime, popped in there. I was over at Kurt's channel as well. I like to catch up on everything that I miss when I'm live streaming. And so I was jumping all over the place. So he was reading Reddit questions. Oh my goodness. Kurt, you're a brave soul. Did I get your text? I believe the answer is yes. Did I read it yet? No. Hold on just one second. Okay. This is my daughter's game that she's playing on my phone. This is nice. She actually, she's asked that I not use my laptop so that she can use it to play a game while I'm live streaming. Danny Austin, yay, 9 months. Loving it. Danny, thank you so much. Yes, I did get your text. Hang on just one second. Go to the presser. I think I got everyone's texts. Wait for it. Trish. Teresa, which one was yours? Status conference, the bond ones. I think I got that. Remind me or text me again. Diet Coke Mama, say hello to my wife when you see her next. She's headed out your way. Good to have you here. Welcome. I hear you brought some great weather for her as well. So she's not too excited about driving in the snow. But all right, these are not peanut M&Ms. These are not peanut M&Ms. These are just festive. They're red like the package, but it's actually, that's why I'm eating them, because they're expired. Because clearly they're Christmas. They're Christmas packages. It's got the Santa Claus hat and everything. So it's just regular M&Ms, only in the red and green color, but they're milk chocolate, which is the right kind of M&M. I'll put them over there where they're just within reach, so I can be sure to reach them when I need them. When I start dozing off, I'll pop a few more. Let's see, Danny Austin, member for 8 months, loving it. Thank you, Danny. Appreciate it. You and yours. Good to have you here. Otis Marie, 2 months of addiction celebration. Thank you very much. Otis Marie. Did I say that right? I probably didn't, but that's what I'm going to roll with for now. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. All right, I've gotten 0 work done today, says Courtney Meek. 0. But have you done any court research? Because that can count as work. I'm not sure if it's like billable hours for your employer. So if you're at work, you might need to maybe turn the volume down a little bit, or maybe just promise not to look at chat for just a little bit while you get some work done. I don't want anyone to have a negative repercussions with their employment because they're watching this. Hope Dr. Joe isn't watching. Well, here's what I'll say. He told me not to drink Mountain Dew and I'd get better. But look what happens. He promptly got sick. I think it's from not drinking Mountain Dew. So I'm not sure if he's, plus he's not that kind of doctor, right? I'm one of the few people who can say I went and saw my gynecologist. But he's a great doctor. I love him. Yeah, good guy. All right, loads of court research done. It is fun. Oh my goodness, it's contagious as well. Once you figure out, and we've gone through a couple little brief training sessions, nothing really formal today, but once you start figuring out the pattern of where to find documents and how they're stored in different places. I'm sorry, Ohio Gin. I'm sorry, I apologize. It's the sugar. I'll blame the sugar. But once you figure out where to look, where to go through for the jails, where to get inmate rosters, where to find court clerk records, how the cases are numbered, where to look at the court dockets. Once you know those basics, then any court case that comes up in any state, you can sort of run through those same steps and look for a case, and you'll find the wording's a little different. It'll be like corrections facility versus jail roster versus sheriff inmate roster. You have to sort of hunt around a little bit. But once you find the links, I'd suggest if you're really a true crime addict and you want to become adept at this, that you sort of start making a database of those links in different states and different counties. So you can like, okay, when I go to New Hampshire, here's my list of websites that work for these different counties. And you sort of just build a tree of how to drill down, and maybe even put links to like search fields. Like, if you finally get down into where here's you search the inmate roster, or here's how you search the docket, put a link to that in your tree. And it's complex. It's a little bit, but once you figure out how to do it, it's so rewarding to be able to hear something on the news and then within minutes be able to like, oh, now I've got their mugshot pulled up and here's the indictment and here's the grand jury probable cause affidavit. We've got everything. So I'm making everyone want M&Ms. Yeah, it's good. What happened to the dude that attacked the judge? I heard he was in court yesterday. He was supposed to be in court yesterday, Pam. He refused to come out of his jail cell. He was like, not today. And it probably was a good choice. I mean, it's a bad choice, but I can see why he made the choice to not go to court. Whenever he does go back to court, it's not going to be good for him. But yeah, I'll just leave that right there. 80s Music Man. So he did not go to court. I think he has another date scheduled and is is going to find out that that it's not going to go well for him, unfortunately. All his efforts to try to do the right thing in every situation did not pay off, because in the first opportunity to do the right thing, since he told the judge that that's what he did, he chose the wrong thing. And now it's there's going to be a price to pay. Diet Coke Mama says, I'm super excited to see your wife. The weather wasn't my idea. I gave her a heads up. Did you know they make peanut butter M&M minis? Delicious. That sounds really good. That sounds good. Let's see. He goes to court on 13 new charges on January 8th. That's going to be Monday at 9:30. I think they're going to compel him to attend, K-Rab. And I think they can do that. We've seen that with, say, let's see, Darrell Brooks, when he showed up in a wheelchair, not because he couldn't walk, but because he wouldn't. I think they're able to do that, and I think they will in that case. Oh my goodness, Lizzie Dog. My fiance is training to be a PI and needs 1,500 hours. Trial watching counts. So your channel, oh my goodness, trial watching counts. I did not know this. At one point I was looking to be a private investigator. This was like when I was young. I was thinking that would be a lot of fun. I was thinking I'd be the guy out in the car with the tinted windows and the binoculars and the camera. Caught him. I wanted also to be a insurance fraud investigator. Man, that would be fun. I'd be the dude like on the jet ski, sneaking around, filming the guy who says he's paralyzed from a car accident, but he's out there playing on the boat and water skiing and stuff. That would be me trying to catch those guys. But I did see when I was looking at that my state that I was in also required 1,500 hours of like time put in before you can qualify, and that's a huge bar. I realize a lot of jobs require a lot of effort, whether it's in schooling or testing or class or all that, but 1,500 hours, that's no small entry barrier. Diet Coke Mama, by the way, welcome to the gallery. Thank you very much. Love having that yellow courthouse by your name, and take care of my wife for me. I miss her. And here's just between you and me, Diet Coke Mama, if you could do me a favor. I've tried for a long time to get my wife to get a cell phone. I think it would be perfect for her to get a cell phone while she's out there, say, with you. If you could just like twist her arm, whatever it is, whatever it costs, whatever the plan, it would be great if she's on the same plan as me. But just tell her now is the time. Now is the time, and let's make that happen. There's a hoodie in it for you if you can make that happen. All right, Mrs. R.A., are you here, by the way? I should have checked that first. No, Mrs. R.A. does not like having a cell phone because it's just one more way people can bug her when she wants to do something else. Okay, sentencing for the old charges is the 8th, and the new charges is the 9th. I was listening, K-Rab, this we're talking about the Superman guy. They jumped over the bench. I know we're talking about 6 different things at once, but the Superman dude, the old charges, he was like mid-sentence. The judge was about to say the sentence, and that's when he did the Superman. So he still has not got to the sentencing part in that trial. So that's going to happen on the 8th. New charges on the 9th. The old charges, we believe that the judge he attacked is going to be the judge that sentences him for that. Okay? And initially I thought she's got to recuse herself. I mean, now she's a witness. Now she's a victim. But who else, and I only came to this conclusion after listening to the wise words of Kurt on uncivil law, but who else would be more informed as to the true character of this individual than someone who literally was attacked while judging him? I don't know if there's another judge out there who could really, truly understand to the depth that she now understands who this gentleman is and what he's capable of. So I'm cool with her judging on those issues. I do think on the new charges, I'd like to see a different judge on there just for appearances. I mean, if we're willing to drag juror number 1 into court for a juror interview because of appearances, because his wife was on a social media website, which she's allowed to do, and we're going to drag him through all that, do you think there's going to be appellate issues on these new charges for Superman? I think there would be issues. So I think for that, to avoid the appellate issues, it probably should have a different judge on that one. That's my take. I know I disagree with Kurt on that issue, but I'm cool with her sentencing on the first one. All right. What did he originally do to get him in trouble? Assault, I think. He was They were violent charges. They were violence. It was enough that the judge is like, no, we can't let you out. We've got to lock you up. And he became violent at that moment. New charge, judge is the victim. She can't handle the case. K-Rab, that's what I'm thinking. I'd love for her to testify victim impact statement. Can you imagine a judge standing in another judge's courtroom giving a victim impact statement as to an attack that happened in the same courthouse in the building room next door? Wow. And the eloquence that she's going to share her thoughts with and the weight that may have on the judge that is making the ruling, I think that would be perfect. All right. Diet Coke Mama says, which plan? I could just buy her one for her birthday and you can pay me back. Her birthday is coming up. I think that would... Ooh. She would hate me forever, but it's a small price to pay, Diet Coke Mama. Let me think this over. I might have to run it by her like a trial run. If I tell her I've bought a cell phone for her birthday, and then I wait and see what the reaction is, if she goes nuclear, then we'll be like, April Fools, and we can step back and be all right. But if she's like, hey, yeah, it's time anyway, then it's like, yes, and then I can be like, go ahead. I think that's what we need to do. I don't know. Let me talk to her first. Great idea. Get her own burner and buy her minutes. The cost of burner minutes are crazy, and I want a phone that, I want a phone for her that will do everything that would help her out. So that it will link up with the phone, like her rental car that she's in, that will help her with navigation, that will, hands-free, Bluetooth, easy use of contact and all her contacts and stuff. Wait until she's out of town for her to go nuclear. I probably should not be having this discussion right here online about my wife's birthday present, which is coming up. You are aware that you are live and forever on the internet. Yes, as Carmen does stuff. Yes, I am. But it's just amongst friends. I'm sure none of you will tell her. Right? I'll make you pinky swear. Did Sarah Boone get another lawyer again? Michael, is there another? We were just looking at her court case this morning. She has a new lawyer. Let's see. It was. Let's see. She got a new judge. I can tell you that. There's a new judge on the case. Clipped. Thanks, Adam. Can always count on you. True friend. True friend. Don't. I can just do it. No. I will get in so much trouble. I have to run it by her. Here's why. And let me tell you, this is one of the secrets of our marriage that has made things work very well and smoothly, is that when it comes to finances, we do things together. That we don't make impulse decisions without input from the other person, and that has been such a blessing in our lives, that we're on the same page financially. Now, I will say that usually I'm the one making the impulse decision and saying, I want to buy this, this is really cool, I need this suddenly. I just saw it. I didn't know it existed 5 minutes ago, but now I know it exists, and now I need it. I can't survive without it. And she's the one that's more reserved and makes me think it over and wait a little bit and weigh the impact and the consequences and the cost. But it's generally been a very good thing because of that. So I can't go ahead and just do it without her approval. All right. Just like she would not do it without my approval. It's not one rules and the other one obeys. It's we're a team on that front. All right. Probably more than you needed or wanted to know. You bought a house without her, says Kathy Davis. Kathy, I had her on the phone and I said, this is the one. And she said, okay, buy it. So I didn't technically buy it without her. Fun fact, though, I bought my house with one click on my phone. That's how I purchased this house. It was one click literally on my phone, and it purchased the house. I then flew here with my family to move here and brought cash to buy a car because we had sold our car in our previous state. We sold it, got a ride to the airport, landed here. We were going to use that cash to buy a new car. And it took, 4 hours and 30 some odd signatures to pay cash to buy a car once I landed here. And I'm like, and the difference between one click on my phone, the convenience of buying a house, and the difficulty of buying a car, it was quite the day. While the kids were sitting out in the rental car in the rain on the parking lot, and running and drinking all their free water and using their bathroom a million times. That was a great day. I love impulse buying. My whole house is full of impulse buys. Anyway, lots of fun times. I wanted to actually go up to Thurston County just briefly for a court hopping right now, and I think this is not. It's not the case in Thurston County, but it is in Thurston County. So let's see what's happening up here.
Mr. Fortunato, you have a request?
Your Honor, I do see Ms. Miller has an active warrant out of Olympia Municipal Court, notwithstanding the fact that this is pre-trial, understanding that she has an active warrant out of a different court in this county. State's going to be seeking a bench warrant in the amount of $500, and to have, I guess, the FTA noted as well.
Diet Coke Mama, no.
Any comment?
Don't
information
do
from
this.
the best.
Don't do this.
I see the warrant out of the city of Olympia, also on a theft 3 charge from August of 2023. I will, based on her failure to appear today, will note the FTA. I will order the issuance of a bench warrant in the amount of $500 for her failure to appear today.
Failure to appear, FTA, failure to appear. $500, that's like the minimum. That's the smallest you can have on a warrant. It might be $250. But
anything further on that case?
It's like a token payment.
Nothing
I
from
believe so.
I am sweating now. Madison Wright, welcome.
That completes the calendar today.
What? We just got here.
Unless either of you have something else to add?
I do not.
I don't believe so.
Adjourn.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Rewind.
All right, thank you both.
I'm going to rewind because I want to see what happens up here in Thurston County. Let's go back here. This is court 1, so we're going to see. This is the beginning of the day, so it's not quite current. I'll look and see if there's some other courts we can follow as well.
On the record, Ms. Lesh, Mr. Fortunato.
Asking the court to call Mr. Sims matters. He's present with us over Zoom, and on the calendars, he's numbers 2 through 3. My apologies, on the 9:30 calendar.
I love her voice. Very sing-songy.
2 through 4.
Kimar, happy birthday, Mrs. Ari. Let's get it.
Happy birthday!
Who just said happy birthday?
I can't hear it.
All right, this is matters on the 9:30 calendars, numbers 2, 3, and 4. State of Washington versus La Siobhan A. Sims. And it's case number 3A0665402 and 3A0665403.
It's
One
actually
is a
just
warrant,
Shalon
and the other
Sims'
2
forehead.
are set on for pretrial. Ms. Lesh, how are we going to proceed today?
Thank you, Your Honor.
It's in a couple
We're asking
days.
the court to quash the warrant as Mr. Sims is ready to enter into a resolution. So we anticipate the state having an oral motion to dismiss under case number ending 5402, the driving with license suspended in the 3rd degree charge with prejudice. And then under the case number ending 5403, dismissing the large capacity magazine violation charge, again with prejudice. And we'll be asking the court to accept the recommended resolution on the remaining charges.
Large capacity violation charge means probably had a magazine over 10 rounds. Usually that's what the maximum is.
Based on my communications with the state earlier this morning, it's my understanding that the state will not be asking to take any action on the FTC.
And Your Honor, that was my intention as well. At this point, I can make an oral motion. Well, I would ask that the court accept the recommendation as presented to the court, and with that, there would be dismissals of the large capacity magazine charge, as well as the DWLS3 charges
Why are
in
we getting
acceptance of the plea.
Why are we getting a home tour? That sign says "Work it, Mom" on it. It says "Work it, Mom." We're getting a home tour, and I swear that's somebody's fire alarm is chirping. Probably Sims. I'm guessing that's yours. I didn't see. It didn't look like a wine box. That looked like a peanut oil box. I think. Paralegal Mandy. I think it was a peanut oil box. Yeah, that's definitely a fire alarm on its last couple volts.
All right, let's be sure I understand where we're going with this. On the case ending in 5402, there's a DUI charge and a driving while license suspended third charge. The driving while license suspended third charge is to be dismissed, and the DUI charge is being amended to negligent driving in the first degree. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
And defendant is pleading guilty to that negligent driving in the third degree, in the first degree charge.
Perhaps.
And I do have a statement of defendant on plea of guilty to that charge.
Perhaps she's getting dressed. That's why we're in the dressing room. The OnlyFans studio for the defendants. Now. It does have some nice pink curtains, which would look cool. Somebody needs to not dox this individual, but just find the address of them, and I will mail them a 9-volt battery, because that's how much it gets on my nerves.
Let me just confirm a couple things here. Mr. Sims, is your address or your date of birth 8/18/2001? Is that correct?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was a her.
And is your mailing address still in Shoreline, Washington?
No, it's in Sandy, Oregon.
All right, you better give us that address.
Okay, we've got the address, but I can't play it for you guys. So we can mail them a battery and just say, hey, from all of us to you, for your own safety, just replace this, and it will improve your sanity as well.
Did you get that?
I don't know how that happened, but
Got
the
it. All right.
M&Ms ended up in my hands.
Okay.
And now there's some in my mouth.
So on the negligent driving, the amended charge of negligent driving in the first degree, if you understand, the maximum penalty is 90 days in jail and a $1,000 fine.
Wait, what?
Now he's paying
I'm
attention.
asking you if you understand that the maximum penalty on the amended charge is 90 days in jail and a $1,000 fine. Do you understand that that's what the maximum penalty is?
Oh, yeah.
You understand that by pleading guilty to this charge, you're giving up your right to go to trial and all the rights that go with that.
Yeah.
Do you have any question about any of those rights?
No.
Some judges are more strict on
Understand that the recommendation
appearing.
that's being made to the court at this point is 90 days of jail with 87 days suspended, 3 days to serve, but credit for 3 days that you've already served. The balance of the jail time to be suspended for 12 months with standard DUI conditions. That means no law violations, don't consume any alcohol or non-prescribed drugs, give portable breath test and UA test as directed, complete a victim impact panel, not frequent bars or taverns, not drive without license and insurance,
Did he say horrible breath tests?
have a substance use evaluation and any treatment that is recommended, not have a BAC of 0.08 or higher, or refuse a BAC, and have ignition interlock device pursuant to Department of Licensing requirements. Do you understand those are the conditions that are being recommended?
Yeah.
You understand that I'm not obligated to accept those conditions?
Yes.
All right.
He's clearly holding the phone, but it's not facing him.
Paragraph 11 of the statement says, on September 22, 2023 in Thurston County, you drove a motor vehicle in a negligent manner likely to endanger property and exhibited the effects of intoxication. Is that an accurate statement of what happened on September 22nd?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, say again?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Sir, can you put down the Xbox controller just for a minute?
See on the signature line that
This is sort of
your
important.
signature does not appear, but it says advised and agreed by the client on today's date, the 5th of January 2024. Do you acknowledge and accept this document as your own plea of guilty in this case?
Yes.
All right. Based on what we've gone over this morning, I'm going to find that your plea of guilty is made knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily, that you understand the charges against you and the consequences of your plea. There is a factual basis for the plea. Therefore, you are found guilty as charged in this case.
I think the judge should say, if your face leaves the Zoom window, I'm going to count that as a failure to appear. And there will be a bench warrant. And just make sure everyone locks their face within the window. When you appear in court, you have to be there. And this like barely qualifies. Barely. His phone is on a swivel. Thanks for the individuals who are sending us texts with phone options and suggestions. I'm currently on an AT&T plan. We probably tie into that. So, but I just need Mrs. R.A.'s buy-in, and I think I would love for her to have it before she flies back across the country and without a phone.
Ms. Lesh, what's the RCW site for negligent driving in the first degree?
Give me one moment, Your Honor.
I love Attorney Lesh's
It is
voice.
46.61.5249.
Everything she says sounds so beautiful to listen to. It's this sing-songy little happy, and she seems like thrilled to be telling you everything. I think he went in this room because the rest of the house was loud. That's why he's here. Probably, I'm guessing not his room. It's just my gut feel. But. Oh, he's back. Nope, he's gone. He's like, there's no sound. Is it still on?
And Ms. Lesh, what was the request? 12 months or 24 months for probation?
Well, on both matters.
Thurston County is in Washington, the state of Washington, on the West Coast. I mean, that's where the state of Washington is. It's not necessarily on the West Coast itself. Thurston County District Court 1. The court we were watching that had Mr. Farag in it, where PNW Transparency was in and had his win. That was Court 4, I believe. Same county, though. This is an actual courtroom instead of just like a converted conference center. Are those Christmas presents? Those look like wrapped Christmas presents that have not been opened yet on the ground there. Who has not opened their Christmas presents yet? Thank you, Monica. I am always geographically challenged, and so that information is always welcomed. We should be just about done with this gentleman. I'm not sure why it's swinging or swaying like this. He might have a legitimate reason. First, he's got the smoke alarm. That's 1 point against him. He's the picture's not level. That's a second.
Mr. Lesh, on this matter,
that's a 3rd point against him.
Negligent driving in the 1st degree. Finding you guilty and a guilty will enter onto the record at that amount on this account. Imposing 90 days of jail, suspending 87, suspending 3. Giving you credit for time served for 3. So there's no additional jail time that you must serve on this case. The driving while licensed suspended 3rd charge is dismissed. You remain released on your own recognizance. You're on the conditions that we're going to impose, which are that you're not to commit any new criminal law violations. You're not to drive a motor vehicle without ignition interlock, according to the Department of Licensing requirements.
Those are expensive.
You're not to frequent any bars or taverns. You're not to drive without license and insurance. You're not to consume any alcohol, marijuana, or non-prescribed drugs. You're not to refuse a UA test or BAC test if one is requested of you. You will be on monitored probation, and you need to provide proof to the probation department in writing by March 15th, 2024, that you have completed or signed up for a DUI victim impact panel and have had a substance abuse or substance use disorder assessment and any treatment that you have been recommended to take. Any questions about this matter, which is the DUI case, basically? We'll go back to the other case here just in a moment. Any questions about that, Mr. Sims?
Oh, no.
All right. Anything further, Ms. Lesh or Mr. Fortunato, on this case?
Nothing from counsel at this point.
And nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Goodbye, Mr. Sims. Good luck with the smoke alarm.
All right, now look at case number 3A0665403.
Mr. Sims hasn't even been paying enough attention to know that he can leave
guilty.
now. Or is that still him?
To one count of carrying a concealed weapon, concealed pistol without a permit.
Ooh.
It's RCW 9.41.0501.1A. That is a misdemeanor, maximum penalty, 90 days in jail and $1,000 fine. Again, Mr. Sims, you're pleading guilty to this charge, so you're giving up your right to go to trial. Do you have any questions about those trial rights in this case?
No.
So he had a DUI and was carrying a concealed weapon at the time? That's just what I'm reading into this. Does that sound right? A non-permitted concealed weapon. Marijuana is legal in Washington. I believe this was alcohol. For the last charge.
The recommendation in this case is 90 days of jail with all 90 suspended for a period of 12 months on the following conditions: that you have no new criminal law violations, that you not possess any firearms for the next 12 months, and that you surrender the firearm that's at issue in this case. And that further, in regards to your plea to this charge, the possession of the large capacity magazine violation will be dismissed. Is that your understanding of the recommendation in this case, Mr. Sims?
Yes.
So he loses the gun. He can't have a gun for 12 months, and he doesn't, and no jail time. Sounds a little bit like a slap on the wrist.
Paragraph 11 on this plea says that on September 22 in 2023 in Thurston County, you carried a pistol concealed on your person without a license to carry that concealed pistol. Is that accurate?
Yes.
And again, no signature line here, but you've been advised and agreed to this document, and you're acknowledging it today on the record as your plea of guilty?
Yes.
Thank you. Based on what we've gone through on this matter, I find that your plea of guilty is made knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily, that you understand the charge and the consequence of your plea to that charge, that there is a factual basis for the plea, and that I'm finding you guilty as charged in this matter.
Is the phone hanging on something? Is it dangling from like a ceiling fan cord or something? How is it swaying so consistently? At this angle as well. It's just strange. Judge, just look at the camera. Look at the camera and say, Mr. Sims, I need you to appear on camera. Oh, guest appearance. Trying to walk through the room. She's like, I'm just going to close that door because I don't want people to look in our closet. Hanging swing in a house? Maybe. It's swinging from his Glock. So a Glock is a brand of firearm for those that aren't familiar. He's on the ladder trying to fix the smoke alarm. That wasn't it. Now it's worse. I'm guessing in this case, when he was arrested, the gun was confiscated as part of the arrest, and it's already in police custody. That would be my guess. Unless they just cited him on site. Judge is doing the paperwork. He's about to issue the order, which will be a slap on the wrist, if that. It's in word only. It's a 90-day sentence. That's deferred. He basically serves probation. Can't own a gun for a year. Isn't supposed to drink or smoke or do drugs for a year. And then he pays a little fine. And no parenting classes. This is not Judge Boyd.
All right. Your sentence in this matter, upon your plea of guilty to the carrying concealed pistol, 90 days jail, all 90 suspended. The large capacity magazine charge is dismissed. Jail time remains suspended for the next 12 months. You remain released on your own promise not to commit any new criminal law violations, not to carry or possess any guns or deadly weapons, and you are to surrender the firearm at issue in this case. And the sentence, as I indicate, will be valid for 1 year. Anything further on this matter, Ms. Lesh or Mr. Fortunato?
Simply regarding sentencing,
Or the lack
I
of
would
it.
like to note that Mr. Sims is very young. He's just starting his adult life. He's 22 years old. He has no prior criminal record in Washington State. Without any encouragement from defense counsel or the court, I believe it's my understanding that Mr. Sims found a substance use dependency provider close to him in Oregon, completed the evaluation, and is currently in treatment with the Sandy Health Center. The victim impact panel has already been completed. That was completed in February of last year, I believe. And I will be filing proof of that very shortly.
Do you notice how she
We're
said
asking the court to impose no fines or fees, or only the mandatory $43 plea fee, as I believe finances are very tight for Mr. Sims right now. And lastly, we're asking the court to approve the removal of the Scram device, given that this case is resolved and he is actively in treatment. I know the court often views treatment as being a replacement for the Scram device. And we don't anticipate any objection from the state on that Scram issue.
wow.
At this point, I'm not imposing any fines or costs. I will authorize the removal of the Scram unit. Let's see here. Anything further from you, Mr. Fortunato?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor. I just think this is a fair resolution, and I would just ask the court follow it.
All right,
Scram,
I've
is that
done
like
so.
a GPS?
I followed it based on the recommendations from the two of you. All right,
Yes,
Mr.
so-
Sims, that's it. Your matters have been resolved. Continue with whatever recommended treatment there is. If you've completed it, congratulations on that. And
Change the battery in your
be
smoke
sure
alarm.
that the documentation is filed with the court by the 15th of March. That's
Okay,
all for
thank you.
today.
Okay.
You may leave the meeting.
And he's gone. Let me see. That seemed to be quite a light sentence. And she
May
said,
I just inquire if anyone's physically present in the courtroom?
"Judge is like,
No
I'm-
one is present in
I'm
the courtroom.
Understood.
Attorney Lesh." She's like, he has no prior record in Washington
So,
State. He lives
Ms.
in
Lesh, I
Oregon.
see your name with associated with Michael Sheeran. Any contact from him?
Unfortunately, I have no information to share with the court.
And also with Justin Gabriel Gonzalez Rodriguez. That case is set for confirmation.
I am in very good contact with Mr. Gonzalez Rodriguez. I anticipated him being here today. We have been using a family friend translator. I would just ask that we reset this for a change of plea.
Change of
Do we
plea.
have dates already set in this case that we can use?
You give me one moment, I'll have an answer.
No.
She was looking for her clients. Max, she was. She's like, does
Your Honor,
my
it appears
client
we have a
happen
trial
to be there?
date set for the 17th. Perhaps we could strike the trial and just have that date kept as a potential change of plea unless counsel has other intentions.
We would ask if the court's amenable to setting it slightly further out, maybe towards the end of February, simply to give Mr. Gonzalez Rodriguez a little bit more time to complete some affirmatives to make a pretrial resolution offer available to him.
Mr. Fortunato, what do you think?
No objection to that, Your Honor. Just I would make sure, and I don't have it off the top of my head, but I would want it set it within speedy if that's allowed. Otherwise, perhaps noting his FTA at this and resetting it just on that basis.
Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I'm going to leave the January 17th date in place. And if more time is needed at that point, Ms. Lesh, we could do a waiver of speedy trial in order to get that taken care of. I think the court is reluctant to be striking jury trials and resetting way out without that in place. And without him being present here today, I think that would be the way I'm going to go with that. So we'll leave it set for the 17th. We will note an FTA for today. Hopefully he'll appear again on the 17th.
So he did a failure to appear.
Appropriate action can be taken at that time.
We just hope he comes back. No bench warrant.
So let's go back to
the judge is older than both of these two
calendar,
combined.
And that was Michael Sheeran, numbers 4 and 5.
Not
like there's a
brother.
Warrant ordered and issued in that case. It's 2A06092. I'm sorry, strike that what I just said. In case 2A0609245, that's set on for a pretrial today on one count of driving while license suspended in the 3rd degree. Alleged to have occurred on September 30th of 2022. Case number 9Z1043025 is a failure to comply hearing set on today with the City of Tumwater versus Michael Sheeran on a reckless driving case from back in November of 2019.
He's driving from 2019. And
he is not here. Ms. Lesh hasn't had any contact with him relevant to today.
Let's just dismiss the charge.
You have a request?
Your Honor, I do see that Mr. Sheeran has some warrant history, but it is somewhat old. Potentially understanding that we are waiting on some affirmatives on a 9C cause number, and the fact that this is still a first pretrial on the 2A cause number. There's no objection to having this just dates kept, but of course we would request that the FTA is noted and that we have a speedy excluded period up until the next date.
Ms. Lesh?
What's the next date?
Certainly no objection from defense.
So the judge, for this guy failing to appear in court for a cause that he's apparently not appeared for many times before since 2019, he's going to just
in the 9245
paper
matter, the driving while license suspended
appear.
3rd degree pretrial matter for today, we will note the failure to appear.
I'm going to write FTA on the paper. We're going to stick it back in the file and then hope he shows up later.
We'll treat the time period between today and February 16th, which is his next court date, as an excluded period for speedy trial purposes based on his failure to appear. We will also reset 9Z1043025, the City of Tumwater case, to that same date of February 16th for an FTC hearing. So note failure to comply or failure to appear and reset to the 16th of February.
Apparently, I mean, I'm not going to encourage any law breaking, but this might be the county to do it in.
It looks like to me that we have but one case left on the calendar. Number 3 on the 9 o'clock calendar. City of Tumwater versus Jenny Lynn Miller. Ms. Lesh, do you know anything about that case?
I do not have any notes, and just give me one moment if you don't mind, and I'll see if the assigned counsel has made any contact with Mr. Miller, Ms. Miller.
Certainly. No one is present in the courtroom at this time. This is case number 3A-06-33460. It's one count of theft in the 3rd degree. that should have occurred on December the 4th, 2023.
Unfortunately, I believe we have no information to share with the court.
Meaning he's never even met with the defense attorney that's been appointed for him. This is the county that Mr. Frog did show up for court and then left halfway through and did not return.
Fortunato, you have a request?
Your Honor, I do see Ms. Miller has an active warrant out of Olympia Municipal Court, notwithstanding the fact that this is pre-trial, understanding that she has an active warrant out of a different court in this county. State's going to be seeking a bench warrant in the amount of $500, and to have, I guess, the FTA noted as well.
Ms. Lesh, any comment?
No information from defense. I apologize.
I see the warrant out of the city of Olympia, also on a theft 3 charge from August of 2023. I will, based on her failure to appear today, will note the FTA. I will ask, or I will order the issuance of a bench warrant in the amount of $500 for her failure to appear today.
I think we're about done with this court. Give me just 1 minute. Yep, that was it.
Anything further on that case?
That was it. So we caught up. I wanted to watch all of that.
So,
All right, so now we're done. Let's see. That was Thurston County. Always a good time up there. Let's see. I don't think the other courts in Thurston County are active. I'm not seeing those. We're going to jump back over. Judge Stephanie Boyd is back. Let's see how she's doing. Good morning, Judge Boyd.
Could you come down, please?
I'm down here.
All right, Mr. Soto, so this is what's going to happen. I was just informed that you need to have a test done at Audie Murphy. So you're going to be released from the jail at 8 a.m. We're going to put in the directive that you're not to be released until 8 a.m. My understanding is that VTC, they've given you a bus pass. So immediately when you're released from jail, you need to go to the Audie Murphy Center.
Yes, ma'am.
If you do not arrive at that Audie Murphy Center, we will know it. If you make stops, we will know it. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So once you go to the Audie Murphy Center and have the test done, then they will release you to Laurel Ridge. So you will be staying at the Audie Murphy Center, and then Laurel Ridge will come and get you. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you leave the Audie Murphy Center by any other means other than Laurel Ridge, we're going to have a problem.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand?
Yes.
All right. Is there anything else he needs to know?
Ma'am, can I add a couple of
Sure.
Stark difference here.
You know where Audie Murphy is, correct?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so when you go to Audie Murphy, I need you to go to GLA. Okay, kind of go to GLA, and the biggest thing that you need to say is back up, I'm here to report, I need some help. I need to go to Laurel Ridge.
Can you write it down?
I don't have a pen, but I'll write it down for you. And then at that time, you're gonna get tested, they're gonna screen you, the Laurel Ridge comes in. If you go to GLA and say, I'm okay, I don't know why I'm gonna be here, they're gonna release you, and then that's when the problems start, okay? So make sure to kind of say, I need help at GLA to go to Laurel Ridge.
Laurel Ridge. Okay.
So
write that down.
Yeah, I'm gonna write it down on a piece of paper, and I'll make sure that you can take it back, okay?
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. And they'll give you a number to call in case there's some issue. You understand?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. And who do you have? Campos. Michael Campos, come down. All right. On this case, counsel tells me he has a new number 1.
Yes.
Right. And it's not listed in the motion to revoke. Is that
It is.
supplemental? Okay.
It's in the supplement.
All right. I don't have it. I just have the First Amendment, but of course, I trust you all that it's in the supplemental and it'll make it its way to my to the court file. All right. So what's the new number 1 allegedly?
Not added yet, and maybe repeated for it will be.
All right. So how much time are you all asking for?
Judge, I believe that robbery should, either be indicted or not indicted within the next, I would say if we get a 30-day reset, it should be decided by then.
All right, so what I'll do is I'll set it for 30 days and I'll set it for contested. And then if it's not a contested, it's not a contested. All right, Ms. Ferguson on compost, can I have a 30-day reset, please?
February 8th.
All right, so you'll be set for contested on February 8th.
Thank
All right, thank you.
And be excused.
Yes, thanks for your patience.
February 8th.
Yes, February 8th.
All right, who's here on Mariah Lopez? Are you all ready to proceed?
Yeah. Oh,
All right, are you all proceeding on the motion to revoke?
yes.
All right, could I have a stamp, please?
Yes.
And did you fill out a trial court certification?
It's a recommendation of continue, Judge.
But we don't know if I'm going to follow that.
Oh, okay. We'll fill one out. All
Okay, thank you.
right, take a seat over there.
Thank you, Melissa. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Hope your migraine gets a wee bit better. Motion to revoke would be a motion to revoke bail, Cheryl. This happens when somebody who's been out on bail has been, set the terms of the bail. They're not supposed to drink. They're not supposed to, just use drugs. They're supposed to check in with a probation officer or check in with the court at a certain intervals. They're supposed to attend, maybe AA meetings, things like that. And if they violate those terms, they don't report, they don't check in, they don't pay the fine they're supposed to, then there's going to be a motion to revoke that bail. And that's
Are they scratch resistant?
Jail.
I got these off Amazon for $1.29 a piece. Yes, they are.
Oh my gosh.
$1.29 a piece. What are they?
Oh, well, I may have to do that. I have never had a pair of glasses that cost that amount.
Well, if you believe me, that's probably.
Now you want to sell me a bridge. Okay. All right, court is calling 2022 CR 8673, State of Texas versus Mariah Lopez. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garahan, Your Honor.
Defense?
Kelly Piddle.
Are you Ms. Lopez? I'm going to show you what's entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Mariah Lopez who was placed on community supervision in 2022 CR 8673 for the offense of injury to the elderly bodily injury on March 20th, 2023 for a term of 6 years? Is that you? All right, you're going to need to speak up.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Yes, Your Honor. Violated condition number 4 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Mariah Lopez, the defendant there failed to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of May and June 2023 in violation of condition number 4.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
All right,
We'll
state.
waive the remaining violated conditions, Your Honor.
Any objections?
No.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 5 years in prison? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 5?
Yes, ma'am.
Violation of condition number 4.
Yes.
Court will find violation of condition number 4 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor. And it is to deny the motion to revoke community supervision, alter and amend for report weekly until dual diagnosis outpatient treatment with ECCSCD TAP evaluation is completed, monthly urinalysis, and documented sober support meetings as directed by the court. And we are also in agreement to keep in custody until the TAP evaluation is completed.
That's our understanding, Judge.
All right, Ms. Lopez, I have a few questions for you. Could you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you're going to need to speak. All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Mariah Lopez.
All right. So what's your support system? Do you have people who are supporting you? I'm sorry?
I don't.
All right. Do you live with anyone? Do you live by yourself?
I live with family.
I'm sorry?
With family. I live with family.
All right. Who's the family members you're living with?
It's one of my cousins.
That would be a support system, right?
All right. Is there a reason why you didn't report?
I did a call and it just didn't show up.
I'm sorry.
I when I got out of custody.
Okay, just 1 second. Excuse me, sir. You're going to have to whisper. We're on the record. Yes.
I called, but I didn't physically go down.
Okay, why not?
She got released on a weekend, Judge, and then she called a few days later, and they told her that she was reporting late, and she did not go down there. She got scared. So we discussed what her expectations are in regards to probation and showing up.
But so you are saying you were released. When were you released from jail?
I think it was June. End of May.
All right. So I have her being as placed on probation March 20th, 2023. And then that means that you must have reported in April because I don't have a violation for April. Has she ever reported?
Your Honor, she reported to initial intake in March.
Okay. And then
I was in custody until the end of May.
For what?
I wasn't released.
Okay, so this isn't
Her
making
attorney
sense to
says
me.
you were in custody
So
for what?
if she was released at the end of May and she was placed on probation in March, so you're telling me you were in jail all of April? Could somebody explain this to me? I know she had the MIC evaluation in custody, but I don't think the MIC evaluation would take all of April.
It looks like there was a warrant issued on July the 26th of 2023. And she was remanded without bond on July.
Okay, so that's July. So it doesn't explain to me the month of April.
Yes. It says she was granted probation on May 5th.
On May 5th it was, and then she was released from jail in May. And then there was a violation report. And then an MTR filed on July the 26th. That's when the warrant went in.
All right, well, what I will tell everybody, unless this motion to revoke is incorrect, because it has her being placed on probation March 20th, 2023. That's what's stamped.
Correct.
So we have an entire month of April. And I don't see any violation in the motion to revoke saying she didn't report for April. So either she was in jail all of April or either she reported in April. Bashan, you had something you wanted to add?
Her TAP evaluation, it appears her TAP evaluation was done April the 6th. April the 6th.
Mm-hmm.
She was still in custody. And
Judge, on our JD system, which is same as y'all's system, most likely said probation was granted on March 20th, but then later on it does say that it was granted on May 5th, and then released on May 6th.
That is very odd because that's not what I ordered.
I'll judge.
It says
It's a
keep
problem.
in custody for the NIC evaluation. That's what it does say also on our.
Defense attorney's going to
No,
play
I
this up.
understand the
It's like,
MIC, but if somebody's telling me MIC took the entire month of April, then I'll understand.
If you have a supplemental report in your file, I'm trying to get mine print.
Yes, I do.
So that supplemental report kind of give you a little bit more information.
Ah, okay. So it was the dual diagnosis.
So Judge, you know, when.
And we're off the record. I know you're doing a lot. Are you saying thank you now? We're off the record. Yes.
You know, Your Honor, when the TAP recommends for them to move further along with the MIC evaluation, sometimes it takes a little longer for Center for Healthcare Services to be, for them to see the Center for Healthcare Services. So that is probably what happened. Now, the last thing on our court summary that has listed was that she only reported to initial intake. So she really didn't have like an office visit with her officer because after she was released is when we lost contact.
All right. So here's my other question, because I'm reading the supplemental report and I know she was evaluated for dual diagnosis inpatient facility, the residential.
Yes, Judge.
So does that mean that she's already been evaluated for the dual diagnosis outpatient treatment? Because I would think that the report would say she doesn't qualify for this, but she qualifies for the outpatient treatment. That way it won't take long and the TAP won't take long.
So Judge, based on the screening from Tacoma and the Center for Healthcare Services, she does not meet the criteria for DDRF or MIC.
Okay. So then
She does qualify for the outpatient, the dual diagnosis outpatient.
okay. So we don't have to keep her in there if we have her evaluated for that. They say she already qualifies. So
Do we have to do a new TAP altogether?
well, we're going to find out right now. So there's no need for a new TAP.
Okay.
See what happens when questions are asked. I have questions. All right. So we're back on the record. Now, the cousins that you're living with, how many people are in that household?
Just me.
But you said you were living with your cousin.
Well, he lives there, but he doesn't he's in and out.
All right.
I'm kind of like alone a little bit at times.
What did she say?
I'm like alone sometimes, like most of the time, because he lives there, but he doesn't stay that much. Like he doesn't stay there a lot.
So the only people who live in that home are your male cousin and yourself.
Yes, and a dog. That's all.
Okay. All right. Any other questions?
No good.
Any questions?
Thank you.
Probation.
Judge, I would like to get an updated address. Tried to do the field visit and the address I was provided was not good. I would, if we're going to go with the dual diagnosis outpatient program, I would also ask for my UAs and documented silver support.
Okay.
Her original conditions indicate you want her to ensure that her mental health was under control.
Mhm.
So I would like to have more information as far as what she's doing to, as far as treatment.
All right. Have you seen a doctor about your mental health issues?
Just in Bear County.
Just at the jail?
Yes.
All right. We'll have to do a referral then for Center for Healthcare Services. All right. This is what the court is going to do. I'll deny the motion, alternate amend conditions. You're to provide a address to probation today. Do you know what the address is? All right. You're going to give that to them today. They're going to do a field visit. If it turns out that that's an abandoned house or nobody's staying there, a motion to revoke is going to be filed. Do you understand? Going to recommend dual diagnosis outpatient treatment. I'm going to want 90 sober meetings in 90 days. There's going to be a referral to Center for Healthcare Service. We'll do regular random UAs and field visits one time per month until further notice, and no unsupervised contact with minors. Is there anything else that she needs probation?
Your Honor, all other conditions of probation apply still, correct?
Yes.
Nothing on the
All right. Anything else the state is requesting? Defense, anything else you're requesting?
No, Your
Ms. Lopez, is there anything you need from the court to be successful?
No, ma'am.
All right. So I want to stress to you, this is the point. You have to report to probation. If you don't report to probation, a motion to revoke is going to be filed. You now know where the 187 District Court is, right? If there is an issue where you can't get in touch with probation, you can come to court or call Mr. Pickles and you can come to court. Otherwise, if you are unsuccessful, you're looking at potentially 5 years in prison. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Wow. Statistically, many of these
Starling
people
Rodriguez
will be back and be serving time.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you all ready to proceed on the motion to revoke?
Actually, Judge, so what we have is there are recommendations in the report that we were inclined to agree with. However, in talking to the court liaison officer who represents probation and the state, there were some concerns that meant that they wanted her to do a new TAP evaluation. Mm-hmm. The new TAP evaluation is now set for the 9th, which is next week. And I think that's kind of where we're at right now, just anticipating that particular TAP.
Oh, I can make a decision without the TAP evaluation.
I totally believe that, Judge, and I'm in agreement with that. If the court would like to proceed, we're fine with that as well.
So do y'all want to proceed without the TAP evaluation?
I'm happy. I'm fine with doing that.
All right. You want to fill out a trial court certification because I don't have one.
Yes, Judge.
All right. Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Oh, they're on the wall.
Forms are on the wall.
All right. Norma Shahesta, Elgari, and Ralph Delgado. Is that the same?
She stepped out, Judge.
I'm putting that on the Festivus list.
Valerie, yeah, that's a case of interest. I'd like to see what happens. A lot of people are going to be covering that. It's probably going to be very brief because all the procedural part, except for the sentencing, has occurred already. So it could literally be accomplished inside of 5 minutes. We'll see what happens, though. I'm sure there are going to be some cameras there if we can figure out when that's going to happen.
Can you bring out Shahesta Elgarai? And also Ralph Delgado. If you can bring those two out, yes.
Before we proceed, that way I can explain to her what's happening in more detail. Would I be able to hang back just a little bit?
Sure.
Thank you, Judge.
Mandy Strong says, I know a very popular defense attorney who recommends addicts do their time right from the get-go and not waste time failing drug court. Statistically, they will fail drug court. There are drug treatment classes in jail. He says, do your time. It's better off for you than doing, trying to get out on probation, then failing, and then going into jail. Tap evaluation means you dance and we score you.
That's it. Who's that bringing up?
Yes. Yes, it's going to be recalled for the 8th because the attorney is on vacation.
Yes.
Yes.
One of Mr. Valdez's clients, Al-Jahari, her father, is the gentleman right here, the older man.
Okay. Well, we'll ask the person if they want to proceed with another attorney or not.
Reverend Beasy. Yes, we need to do another contest. Probably here with this next trial, we'll see if we can come up with another contest to give away some merchandise as well.
See, that's why I keep saying the wrong name, because you guys do too.
Not because I said it wrong, because you said it wrong.
I'll take the blame.
We have not done the button number contest yet. That could be one. Although I think there are a couple of you that have done a lot of homework on that, and it's going to be almost a science of picking that. I'll have to have a specific day when I say, okay, what is my current setup? How many buttons are currently powered on and connected to the setup? Will the sentencing be streamed on Monday? I think the original was, so odds are the sentencing will be streamed as well, Iris. I have not, I think there's some links to the live feed. I don't know if I can rebroadcast it. We might have to, I did a little digging on that one, and it wasn't very clear as far as media access on that. I'm sure people are going to grab it one way or another. It's going to be all over the place. Wow, it's like a library in here, Judge. That gentleman in the white hoodie has been brought up twice already, and he's still sitting there in court. I wonder if he has a third case that's going to be addressed today. He's been there all day. It's the white Adidas hoodie. Is Peter doing a member stream right now? Talking sports? He lives there now. This is home. It's a happy place. Maybe the judge ordered him to observe court for a day, and we missed it. I think TAP is a threat assessment. JDM says Adidas hoodie is a crime of fashion. I believe I'm also a member over there on Peter's channel. I will say that yesterday, if you missed it on the podcast, we gave away the first of what's going to be a monthly occurrence. We gave away the first 10 promotional memberships. That's where the channel is able to give away 10 memberships every month. And we gave away 10. I think we're going to continue doing that probably during the podcast as well. So at the beginning of the month, probably the first podcast of the month, if you want to win a membership, the odds of first of all, podcast attendance is generally much lower than regular court attendance as far as during the day. So it's a smaller group, so your odds of winning are higher. And we're going to continue giving away those 10 memberships, probably the first podcast of each month. So when that rolls around next, make sure you remind me so I can make sure I can gift those, because it's a little process I have to go through to get YouTube to give them out. And I don't have any control over who it goes to. It's still just a random delivery. But a treatment assessment protocol assessment. So TAP is a treatment assignment protocol assessment. Thank you. I thought it was threat. Don Burke just gifted 5 memberships as well. Let's see. Megs, Gary Irvin, Kristen Liu, forensic genealogist. That's awesome. Cheryl Crawford and Teresa Aguilar, all gifted memberships by Don. Thank you, Don. That was super generous. TAP evaluation for the intensity of the treatment evaluates the level of treatment according to the defendant's needs. Is it typically, we're talking about drug type treatment, like inpatient, outpatient, or mental health treatment, or a combination of both? The TAP assessment is online.
All right. Could I see Elgari? Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. So this is what's happening. Your attorney is actually on vacation.
Oh my God.
Yes. Well, he will be back on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So there are 1 or 2 options you have. Nothing can happen with your case without your attorney being present. So we can bring you back, and we'll bring you back on Monday.
Okay.
All right. And I believe the gentleman here, is that your relative?
That's my dad.
All right. So he's been
with the scarf.
Yes. So he's been waiting a long time.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to bring you back on the 8th, and we'll let your father know that that's when you're coming back as well.
At what time?
At 9 a.m.
9 a.m.?
Yes. Okay. So it'll be on Monday.
Okay. This Monday?
Yes, this Monday. Okay. So Saturday, you'll have Friday night, then Saturday, Sunday, then Monday we'll bring you back.
Okay.
All right. You have any questions about anything?
No.
All right. Your attorney is Mr. Jerry Valdez.
Yes.
So he'll be here. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for your patience.
And your name?
Stephanie Boyd.
Stephanie. Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
What a wholesome exchange.
Sir, you can come forward.
Okay, thank you.
All right. We will bring her back on Monday. I know you've been here all day. All right. If you want to, you can appear by Zoom if you want to, or if you want to come back down, you can come back down.
Come back Monday.
All right. We'll see you then. All right. You too. Thank you so much for your patience.
Man, that's nice, and at the same time, I'm frustrated for the inmate, for the defendant who's been sitting in jail, and her attorney just goes on vacation, and so nothing can happen.
Ralph Delgado.
Time passes very slowly in jail. If you ask somebody who's been there, they'll tell you that that can be just time going by is awful. It's awful, and waiting. Even just adding 3
Mr.
more
Delgado,
days is frustrating.
Your attorney's on vacation. He'll be back on Monday, so we'll bring you back on Monday, okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much.
Okay.
All right.
That's it.
Yes, that's it. We'll bring you back on Monday, okay?
All right.
They're all handling it very well. I would ask questions like, well, who authorized his vacation? Why didn't he get someone to fill in for me?
Luis Camacho. Can I see the file on Luis Camacho? Let me see the remaining files that you have.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Is this everyone? Yeah.
I know. So she didn't.
Yeah, if they said my attorney's on vacation, you'd be like, I'll have what he's having. They do get a day out, but realize some of these.
Oh, this one's done.
These inmates would have been released.
Remember, when are they
today
coming back on that
had the
motion
lawyer
to
been here.
suppress?
And it might have been under different conditions.
Oh, well, I told them any day of the week of March 4th. So they're coming back on March 4th?
Well, yes.
All right, so put it on March 4th. I'm sorry, could I?
They just kind of made a face like,
Let me see the file. All right, so it'll be March 4th.
And we'll do it in the afternoon?
Yes, we can do it in the afternoon.
They said they were gonna check with their investigators and stuff, but they never got back with me, so I'll just set it for March 4th.
Yes.
If I'm just. I'm just a senior clerk.
That looked very disinterested. Like they were all like,
All right, Norma, have you called Miguel Hernandez?
Thank you, PJ. Mrs. RA is fantastic.
And on the COPTA, there should be 2 files. I only have 1.
I do need to get her a birthday present, and probably something
it's on
that's
page
not just a
14.
phone.
I have the cause number ending in 75, but not 74.
Probably. $96.74.
Mandy's like, thank you for having a name that's easy to type.
You're ready.
Yes.
Wonderful, both of you.
Rodriguez?
Yes. Are you all ready to proceed?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for the time, Judge. Appreciate
Sure, no
that.
problem. Oh, I've stamped it. I don't have it. All right. Court is going to call 2022 CR 7826B, State of Texas versus Starlin Rodriguez. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state? For the state?
Oh, Hank Wilkins for the state. Sorry, Judge.
That's okay. For the defense?
Surgery bar for Ms. Rodriguez.
And are you Starlin Rodriguez?
Yes.
I'm going to show you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you the same Starlin C. Rodriguez who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2022 CR 7826B for the offense of burglary of a building with intent to commit theft on February 21st, 2023 for a term of 2 years? Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state.
On or about the 8th day of November, 2023 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Starlin C. Rodriguez, committed the offense of failure to identify in violation of condition number 1.
All right, just 1 moment. Let me see if I have that. Is that in a supplement?
Oh, yes, ma'am. I'm sorry about that. It's in the state's supplemental motion.
All right. Did you review the document entitled State's Motion to Supplement Pending Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Probation with your attorney, and did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Then to the allegation read by the state, how do you plead? True or not true?
True, Your Honor.
And Your Honor, we waived the other violations alleged in the motion and supplement.
Any objection?
No objection.
All right. Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor. We're asking that you deny the motion, and continue the defendant on deferred adjudication, and follow the recommendation of probation, which is to alter and amend for a 30-day jail sanction. The defendant is to find and verify employment within 90 days and residency within 90 days, bi-weekly reporting to probation and drug testing for the next 90 days, and then random drug testing thereafter with zero tolerance supervision regarding reporting to probation.
So is this the agreement? I mean, Is this what you're asking the court to follow?
We are, Your Honor, yes, ma'am.
All right, what has she done?
As far as on probation,
Yes.
I think she's paid some of her fees, but I don't think, I think short of that, she's still behind on that, and as well as community service. Have you taken any of your classes yet?
Not yet. I was just starting to.
Oh, just 1 second. So if you're going to talk, you need to speak up because the court reporter has to take down what's being said.
Okay.
So just give me a moment. So defense, has she done anything?
Short of that, Judge, she has not completed her classes. I know that when this had occurred, I think she's been on probation for something like 8 months, if memory serves correctly, on that, and maybe it was 6 months.
So I had did
No. So here's the thing: if you want to speak, you'll have to be sworn in. So he's going to speak, and then if he wants you to answer questions, then he'll let me know he wants you to answer questions. We'll swear you in, and it's one at a time.
Short of that, Judge, she did check in for a period of time. What ended up happening with her is she got she went to the hospital with a double kidney infection. I know that she had missed some months of reporting during that period of time.
That is not fun.
Likely she was aware that there was obviously some problem with probation as far as that goes, but she had not completed her classes or paid anything but the most minimal amounts on her fines during that period of time. I can continue, Your Honor, to talk about what her intentions are with that, but I just want to leave if the court has any questions.
All right. Probation, has she done anything?
No, Judge.
All right.
Nothing.
Is there something you would like to say? You want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
You can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Starlin Rodriguez.
All right. What have you done on probation?
Well, it wasn't on with probation. When I was on house arrest prior, I did a parenting and drug class, and I had sent her those certificates, but she said that they didn't qualify because they weren't through Bexar County. Yeah. So I wasn't able to redo them as far as that goes.
So here's my question, and I want you to listen to my question very carefully. What have you done on probation?
I was reporting regularly, doing my UAs, and I was making my payments.
All right. So if I call probation, are they going to say that you were reporting regularly and that you were doing your EUAs?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
But it's important to, as I mentioned to the court, you need to explain what I just talked about with your kidney infection.
Yes.
You missed some months of reporting, and you do admit that to the court.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I had gotten a really bad double kidney infection. At the time, I didn't know it was a kidney infection, and I thought I was just really sick, and it just got so bad. I was rushed to the hospital, and there I ended up finding out I had a double kidney infection. I was in there for a while, and then
what does that mean, in there for a while? And you need to slow down.
I was in there for about 2 weeks, and then even when I got out, they had me on medication, but I was still very sick.
So here's my question. Did you do your parenting classes while on probation?
Oh, no, ma'am.
Did you get employment while you were on probation?
I had employment, but she wanted the proof, I guess, and they wouldn't give me my paperwork because of considering where I worked at.
And where did you work?
I was working at Sugars, and they wouldn't give me any documents, so therefore that's where that came in.
What is
I
Sugars?
had trouble giving her paperwork as far as that goes.
All right. At Sugars, I know they maybe give you tips, but do you get a W-2 form?
No, we get 1044.
All right, did you turn that in?
No,
Your
I had
probation officer?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Why didn't you turn that into probation?
That's where they
First
model
time doing,
shoes.
as far as 1044 or something like that. Say 1099s. So I don't know how.
Well, I mean, they have to give you the document. Did they not give you a 1099?
Give me no paperwork.
So how are they expecting you to file your taxes?
All I did when I went in there was, like I said, I don't know nothing about the 1099s. I just went in there, they signed up paperwork, they didn't give me nothing back, and that was it. I had asked them, as far as my probation goes, if I could have paperwork for that, and they still didn't want to give me any type of documentation, only a little in and out card. That was it.
Any other questions?
Nothing from defense, Judge.
State any questions? Probation?
Judge,
Apparently, there is Sugars in San Antonio, Texas. They stay open till 2 a.m.
Ms.
So
Rodriguez.
I'm not sure what sort of business that is.
She reported March, April, May, and May 25th was her last reporting date. She presented $90 toward her fees.
In $1 bills.
There was a negative result for her year analysis in March of 2023. She failed to submit in April, and in May it was diluted. I don't have on record in file or anything of any classes being taken.
All right, so you've been missing for 7 months. You said you were in the hospital for 2 weeks.
Yes, ma'am.
So you've been missing for 7 months. And I'll give you a full month of hospital. I'll give you full month. I'll give you 2 months for recovery. But then that means you're still missing for 5 months.
Yes, well, I had knew that I was pretty sure she had already gave me the warrant. I did call a bond company. They did say I had my warrant. I got scared. I wasn't ready to come back to jail. That's why I missed for those months.
Where are your children?
My mom has him.
And does she have legal custody of them, or they're just staying there?
No, she has legal custody of him.
All right. Anything else from either side?
No. Kayla.
Oh, I'm sorry, Judge. Part of the way behind on this, but we're going to TIC the new number one as part of the agreement today.
All right. And what's that cost number?
That cost number is 7CC721103.
So, according to MapQuest, Sugars.
All right. This is what the court is going to do.
Let's wait here. Wait for the judge.
And I don't think she has much of a criminal history, correct?
No, Your Honor, she does not.
All right. The court is going to find violation of condition number 1 true. Court will take in consideration 721103. Court will find you guilty. Court is going to revoke. Court is going to sentence you to 180 days in the Bexar County Jail under 1244. Give you credit for any time served. Let me see. There's to be no contact with John Pettis. Is there anything else with regards to sentencing?
Nothing further, Judge.
So she just got 90 days in the slammer?
I'm going to show you what's
Is that what I
entitled
heard?
Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so you have a limited right to appeal. That is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you are on deferred adjudication. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. I just don't think you're a good candidate for probation anymore. All right? So, whatever is going on in your life, you're going to have to depend on yourself to straighten that out. You're going to have to be better for your children, because otherwise you're not 100% going to be in your children's life. I know your mother has legal custody of them, but sometimes I think parents, because I've represented moms before, they still want to have some sort of contact with their children. So if you want to do that, you're going to have to be a better person. And don't get out of the jail and then run to your mother's house and act like you're going to be in charge of your children, because you haven't been, and they're abiding by her rules. You understand?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
And I can't force you not to have any more children, but what I can tell you is right now where you are in life, you shouldn't have a child until you get yourself together. Sometimes you have to work on yourself. And I will tell you this, everybody, including your attorney, the prosecutor, before they got into a relationship or decided to have children, they had to work on themselves, because you don't want to go into a relationship or bring children into a relationship or anyone else in your life until you know who you are as a person and know what you wanted as a person. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
For those of you like myself who had no idea what employment she was talking about, apparently Sugars is a club that organizes a range
Could I
of
see
entertainment
Alexander
events and
Torres? I think
programs.
he is in the
Offers
back.
dining options, serves a variety of food items for lunch and dinner, has
He's downstairs, Your Honor.
appetizers, soups,
All right.
salads,
I tell you what,
burgers,
can you let
sandwiches,
Mr.
seafood,
Torres know,
pasta,
because I don't want you all to
desserts,
have to continue to
wines,
go down.
has
His attorney is
membership
on vacation,
options,
so we're going to bring him back on.
provides
Yes,
a range
we'll
of
bring him
party
back on
planning
January
services.
11th.
Man, this is like a helpful
We still
company.
have 6 people downstairs, Judge.
It
Okay.
hosts various parties, including
Oh, Judge, and I
Bachelor,
sent you a text message.
more Bachelor, and also finally Bachelor parties.
Regarding someone.
Oh, also corporate and divorce parties as well. In addition, Sugars offers reservation services. Go figure. Yeah, hello. Amy's like, what corporation? Which corporation? The reviews aren't good. Here's one. This place needs to be shut down. Bad customer service and too much temptation, says Megs. I was let's see, there are only 2 TripAdvisor reviews on this one for, let's see. There aren't enough food service value or atmosphere ratings for Sugars.
Marino?
So it won't show me
Vasquez?
any of them. Oh wait.
We're going to bring him back on the 11th.
They have a
And can you
$15
let him know
cover.
his attorney had a family emergency?
You also have to order an entree off the menu, which is no less than $15. So before you order a drink, you've spent $30.
No, you know what? Just a second. This is not supposed to be on the docket today. This is actually scheduled for February 8th.
Okay.
Because he has other cases. So all of his cases are scheduled for February 8th. So can you let him know his case is actually scheduled for February 8th?
Yes.
And Norma, if you can make sure all of those cases are placed on February 8th.
Yes.
I didn't know this was a thing. Divorce parties. Who celebrates a divorce? Not the kids, I can tell you that. There was a time when I was going door to door to support a political candidate and passing out literature to get them to vote for this candidate. I was helping the campaign, and I knocked on the door, and a young girl answered, and she was very, very bubbly, very outgoing, very nice, and she had insightful questions about this candidate's position on a couple interesting issues, but ones that I did know the position on, and I shared that. And she said she was going to share it with all her coworkers, and I'm like, that's cool. She's like, can I get a couple? I need like 15 flyers, and I'm like, sure. This is great. I want some stickers, and we've got all this. And as I'm leaving, I look back at the house, and the back of her car says, "Support your local stripper." I'm like, oh. Now everything makes sense. All these questions she has, it all makes sense. Yeah. Funny times. All right.
Yes.
I think they're talking about paint stripping, right? Paint stripping, like with the, yeah. I guess people celebrate divorce. I didn't know. I learned something new every day. John, that is not what I said. Do not quote me on that one. That's completely out of context. I told you I was passing out literature for a political candidate and sharing their position on a couple key topics. The amount of comments I've typed and deleted, Gigi. Thanks for your forbearance. We appreciate you doing that. On that note, we need to. Let's see. I was on the wrong button. I was just gonna go and just hit this one and see we can be done for the day. Yeah. the females also destroy their wedding dresses and have photo shoots of it? Do they like burn the wedding dress and melt down the ring? Is that a thing? What? Let me ask. I'm asking just pure. I'm curious. In a divorce, typically, and I'm saying in a divorce where it's a short marriage. So let's say less than 5 years. Okay, a marriage less than 5 years. In a divorce, when it comes to divorce time, what is the appropriate thing to do with the ring? Is it okay to keep it or sell it or pawn it or melt it down or gift it to someone else, or must one give it back to the giver? Musical chairs, original sin. It's something they do in judge's courtroom every afternoon. I don't know. I don't know why they're pushing all the chairs around. Welcome to the gallery, Kimby. Thank you very much for continued support. No give backs, says Gailey May. It's yours. I sold mine, says Courtney Meek. Ethically, the ring should be returned. Oh, we're getting calls. Someone's calling in with an opinion. Oh, I'm getting multiple calls. Hang on.
Call from Bree.
Bree, your call is the one that came through. I think I hung up on somebody else. How are you doing, Bree?
Oh no, I'm good. So this is really funny that you said this. I literally just walked upstairs as this topic of conversation came on. So, had a boyfriend, helped pay for his DUI one time. We broke up. Things went sour. Tried to get my money back. Tried to take him to small claims court. Long story short, we end up on Judge Judy. I know.
Okay.
An event.
Which episode? We need to find this.
I don't know. We can't find it anymore. Like seriously, we have scoured the internet trying to look for it. But long story short, Judge Judy told me if you get engaged and you don't get married, you have to give back the ring because that is a promise to you of marriage. If you get married, then the woman gets to keep the ring because that was her present for the marriage. So if you break up before the wedding, the ring goes back to him. If you get married, then the ring can stay with the wife or the ex-wife, whatever. But that is her legal association. So I figured you might need a little legal ramification from Judge Judy for that.
I will tell you, all I know about this is that before I moved out here, there's a lake called Pineview Reservoir up Ogden Canyon in Utah. It's a beautiful little reservoir, man-made reservoir, big dam, great fishing. It's got muskie, like a lot of trout, bass, things like that. Anyway, somebody calls me up and says, "Hey, I've got a hot tip for you. There's a $25,000 engagement ring."
Oh gosh!
In a bay, in the party bay at Pineview Reservoir, and the water level's never been this low, so the bay is dry. Can you go up and see if you can find the ring for me? And so I had to get the story, and basically this was an engagement where the woman gave back the ring when she found out, while on the boat with her fiance, that she was not the only one. I mean, I don't know how else to put that. And so in a fit of rage, she took off the ring and threw it at him, but it bounced on the deck of the boat. And this is like a huge rock ring, platinum or something ring, bounces off the deck and ploop, and it's gone. It's just, I cannot tell you the number of hours I spent walking in the mud with my metal detector up there at the lake bottom, looking for that ring. It's probably like 2 feet deep because the mud is so just. But if
I'm really scared that they might have seen my episode.
She gave the ring back. I mean, it's not her fault he didn't catch it, right? So
very much true.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't even know how the whole conversation about this started because I was downstairs getting lunch, but I came up to this and figured you needed to hear Judge Judy's version of what happens with that ring.
Well, you'll have to rewind because it began with something called Sugars, which was I guess it's like a restaurant in Texas with waitresses. Well, anyway, we'll talk about that later.
Oh, okay.
So, Bree, thank you very much.
I got you. I understand. I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, see you. Bye. Amber, did I just hang up on you? I did. Sorry, call back. ATTWX says, I used to go to Pineview all the time. Some of the best ice fishing I've ever had has been at Pineview Reservoir. I miss that.
You
You did just hang up on me. It's okay.
Well, I owned it, so it's not like you can't hold it against me because I told you I did it, right?
You really didn't hang up on me though, because I got the other voicemail, not the Recovery Addict voicemail. So
I have no idea how you get through, but
I don't know.
Your
but
call.
I'll take it.
Yep. Awesome. What's on your mind?
I'm special that way. Well, two things. I want you to scroll up before you lose it. Talia Bus Stop Juror made a comment for you to call something out, and I agree. I want you to really showcase this since we're talking about wedding. By the way, I've been out all afternoon. I've missed all afternoon stream. I'm so sorry. So when I came back, we were talking about that defendant and some place that does events and stuff, and
yes.
I was highly confused as to what stream I was on. But Talia put in
I'm blaming the
chat
M&Ms.
a really good comment.
Yes. Talia, with this comment, says, I highly recommend getting word out that wedding dresses can be donated to make angel baby dresses. One dress can make 5 to 8 dresses, and the families are so grateful to receive them. Angel baby dresses, to my understanding, these are for children that pass away at childbirth, basically, or in their infancy.
Whatever the circumstance is. But yes, and I had completely forgotten about the angel baby thing until I saw her comment, and I went, that's a fantastic idea, and what a great time to plug that. Yeah. So Talia, thank you for that. The other thing is I'm trying to get a hold of Megs to help her, MEGZ, in chat.
Okay.
I know they're here, but they keep missing my comment. So I'm going to spam my burner phone number because I have no idea where she's at on DM. She's trying to get into Discord and she's having problems.
If you,
and I don't see her on Discord.
Megs, send me a text to the burner phone, and I will send you Amber's personal address. No,
Well,
what do you want me to send her?
I have a burner phone number. I'll just pop it in chat.
Okay.
I just need her to actually see it.
Okay, sounds good.
And she said yes and
She
okay
says-
in
she
chat.
says
So
okay.
she hears me.
Megs,
she hears me. Fantastic.
Watch for Amber's message. I'll put it up on screen. Just for Megs. We don't need everybody to call Amber, but it's a burner phone.
I mean, you can, but it doesn't mean I'm going to answer it.
So it's not my burner phone number. Go ahead and put that up. I'll highlight it, Megs, just for you. This is my number right here. This is my number. Amber's is different. So
Ivan just said, I can't wait to spam Amber's burner. Megs, maybe you should text Recovery Addict and I'll give him my burner number.
yeah, thanks. Throw me under the bus because I know Ivan's gonna. Yeah, awesome. Amber,
Well, if people didn't realize it, I gave out my burner number when we did that
the contest.
The objection counter contest, and I had my burner number then too. So if you missed it then I've had it for a while, specifically for the show.
Thank you.
Just for
We
just for
appreciate
the Recovery Addict.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I'll put it in chat in just a second.
Okay, I'll highlight it. Thank you, Amber. Appreciate you.
Not a problem.
All right.
Thanks, y'all. Have a good Friday.
Bye. All right. Meg says, I heard my name and came back to the phone. We're watching for ATTWX. Yes, my burner phone number is an 801 area code. Even though I'm not there, but you can get burner phone numbers from just about any area code. So that's where my burner phone's from. Let's see. There we go. Megs, there is Amber's burner phone number. She better hope this is her burner phone, not her personal phone. She typed the wrong one. Otherwise, she has a whole bunch of new friends. So thank you very much. All right. Did I finish my review for the Sugars restaurant? I understand the shutdown has hurt business, but I walked out after I couldn't order a $9.99 chips and salsa, being going there for years and normally like the place, but this was really bad. That was back in September of 2020. Also, in March of 2020, great place to unwind. Drinks were reasonably priced as well. Would return if in the area. Cleanliness was great too. So, it's got on the reviews the type of it's like Travelers, what it recommends, Traveler rating. It's mostly like average Traveler type. It does not have families checked for some reason. It says solo and friends and business. I guess they're not family. Like maybe they don't have enough like chairs around the table for families to dine there. That could be what it is. All right. with that, we're back with Judge Judy. Let me jump back over there. Hang on just one second.
21 South by Arcos County
Not
and
Judge
Kirk County.
Judy.
You know,
I'm sorry,
by,
Judge Boyd.
Before
Called
getting
you
to
Judge
Thomas,
Judy.
David, Texas, towards President. And it's kind of hard to get transportation, you know, from over there, you know. And the bus goes start from Roosevelt and Port Kane. And I live 3 miles south of 1604 or 281 South.
Okay, so here's the court's question. I can continue him on deferred adjudication, have him do the TAP evaluation while in custody, but how is he going to report to probation? And how is he going to get his UAs done?
Well, Judge, for the most part, he actually has been able to show up to probation, except for those 2 dates. So he's been taking the bus and finding the way in there. And so he's just, he wants to avoid prison, Judge. And he understands the importance that this is his first MTR. But if he doesn't do the things he's going to do, that he's looking at 20 years. And so he's going to find a way to get to where he needs to be. That's what he's saying.
Probation?
Yes, Judge.
All right. So I'm being told by Mr. Castano that where he lives.
This may be his. Hang on one second, guys. Hang on.
There are not buses out.
Hello? Hello?
Hello. Hi, good day. My name is Max, and I'm with Quality Excursions. How are you doing today?
I am doing great.
Oh, that's fantastic. So, anyway, I'm calling you. In regards to a large amount of travel credit that you have on file. And my job here is to close out all these fire accounts. But when I saw how much travel credit that you had available, I wanted to touch base with you. Because I did feel comfortable closing it out without at least giving you one last opportunity to use these funds. So I know you still see yourself traveling maybe to point in the future, right?
I do. I have court cases that I have to attend in several different places, so I do need to travel quite a bit.
All right, I understand. Well, and I thank you so much for taking the call. Yeah. Have a great day, okay?
No, I would like to use them. Can you... I'm just going to go out on a limb on this one and say something wasn't right on her end. Something was wrong with the possibly the connection was bad. I'm thinking maybe she was distracted by something. Not sure what it is, but something on her end. Possibly just a lot of static on the line. But maybe they'll call back. So, whoa! The words were slurred, like everything. I was going to use the story from last time because we hadn't played that one out thoroughly. Let's go back with Judge, not Judy, but Judge Boyd. Just one second.
Here, because he doesn't have a truck.
Does he have the ability to Zoom?
Do you know how to Zoom?
You know, I can learn them, you know. Like I said, I'm not educated. I only went to 8th grade, you know.
All right, so he only went to 8th grade, and maybe he can learn how to Zoom, but as of now, he does not know how to Zoom.
So this is the issue. These were our main concerns, just so that the court is aware. He stopped reporting. We did not know the issues that he was having because there was no communication. So with that and with his non-completion of his classes, those are our main issues. There were some positive UAs in 2022.
Positive UAs are actually not positive. That's a negative for him.
His latest urinalysis came back negative.
All right, and what were the positives alleged to be?
Methamphetamine.
All right.
Ooh, that's not good.
Okay.
And so we tried to do the TAP, but he failed to report for the TAP evaluation several times. So we can't give a recommendation for any treatment services because we don't know what the issue is.
Too soon, Dallas. Too soon.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. And if you all have an issue about what I'm going to ask for, you can tell me and maybe we'll come up with something else. This is the only plan I have. Deny the motion, alter the amend conditions to include a TAP evaluation while in custody, follow recommendations of the TAP, and he's allowed to report by phone. And I'm going to ask for field visits 1 time per month for 4 months. And then if there are no issues with his testing and no issues with the field visits, then we'll reduce the field visits to 1 time every 3 months for 4 months. And then after that, at probation's discretion. Does anybody have a better idea?
Your Honor, can we confirm he lives in Bear County?
Do you live in Bear County?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, he lives in Bear County.
And what is going to be, are we extending it for 2 years or he is set to expire at this point next month?
We'll extend it for a year.
I wouldn't be surprised if this defendant is actually much younger than he appears. Meth has
All right,
the.
is there anything else?
No, You're Honor.
The effects
Is there
of
anything else you
aging
need?
you rapidly.
Yes, I'm sorry for all this, but of course, no, thank you.
All right.
I think
Oh,
this
you're welcome.
seriously, this is serious.
All right, this is what we do. We're trying to figure things out, but we're off the record. You've got to stay in contact with people and communicate. Nobody knows you have a bus problem issue unless you tell us. Okay? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Commercial on page 13.
Mhm.
Listed this on PTD, or PTD.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
And could you make sure that's written in the file? All right, are we ready on Alec Castro? Yes.
I haven't seen his attorney yet, Judge. Been it Lyles? Castro?
Oh, I haven't seen them.
No, just wait.
Where's Matthew Castro?
Right here.
All right, Mr. Castro, we're going to recall you for Monday. Let your attorney know he needs to be here. Was he appointed?
I think he's hired, Judge.
All right, so you'll need to let your attorney know. They're going to give you a reset form. Norma, if you can give them a reset form.
Yes, sir.
Is that our Adidas guy? Our Adidas hoodie guy?
Oh, no, I'm just one.
Bless you.
This is Valerie. This is down in Bexar County, Texas. There is a larger percentage of Hispanic population there, so that's reflected in the attendance as well. And in the, I think we have some Hispanic jurors, or not jurors, but lawyers there as well. I'm sure we'd probably have Hispanic jurors as well. All right. Paid attorney no-show. Pay more or stop paying him. One of the two. Do we have recommendations for the organization for angel dresses? I'd probably say do a Google search with your area, like your state, and angel dress donation in a Google search and see what comes up. There might be a federal, like a state, sorry, a national level company you can send them to as well. It's your birthday weekend, Paralegal Liz. You share a birthday weekend with Mrs. R.A., just for the record. Happy birthday.
And then we just have Bob Barron's client, correct?
Yes. I think she's talking to Mario.
Oh, that's
Yes.
Frenchie Mom, Sarah Boone has a hearing on the 16th. Her court date is scheduled for the 29th, I think.
You too. Thank
but
you.
It's most likely not going to happen. They've asked for an expert psychologist to be brought in, a very expensive one. I'm guessing she's going to take more than a month to get ready if they authorize it. If they don't authorize it, it may happen on the 29th. Happy birthday, Lindsay Lewis, tomorrow. It's wonderful. Jen, I was surprised they authorized the special investigator, the private investigator, but they did that just a month or so ago. Mandy, I apologize. I missed singing to you. Happy birthday.
Her paperwork was kind of lost, so she waited for it today.
She will not be back in
That
time
is
to
so
celebrate.
awesome.
Yes. Yes.
See, we're here. We're open.
I'm not trying to come back, so that's why I can't be this
My wife's going to celebrate her birthday with Diet Coke Mama. So.
See, I tell everybody communication is key. I'm sorry you didn't get your paperwork.
I think I'm going to be standing right there making excuses.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
All right. I think the judge is about ready to wrap up for the day, and we could as well. So would you please let me know?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, let's see. Somebody texted me about? Let's see. Is it Genjo? Genjo, he texted me about the promotional memberships. This is something I believe all YouTube channels that have memberships that are below a certain price point, and we qualify because it's a higher price point. They are allowed to give away a certain number. For my channel, they give me 10 memberships every month. So the first of each month, and if you don't give them away during the month, they don't stack up. You don't then have 20 for the next month. If you don't give them away, you lose them. So we gave them away in the podcast. We thought we'd do the first podcast of each month. We'd give away the memberships. And you do that by going on, like on a computer, logging into YouTube just as a viewer, but you have to be logged in as the channel that is live while you're live, and then clicking on the membership button and gift promotional memberships. And it will say give 5 away at no cost. That's how you do it. So hopefully that'll help that other channel.
Thank you, Mr. Ishimoto.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Diet Coke Mama, if you choose to make her a cake or something, can you send a picture so we can share it with the channel? Because let me just say, Diet Coke Mama makes amazing cakes. Not just tasty, but she decorates as well. I don't mean to put a huge burden on you, Diet Coke Mama, but Diet Coke Mama could very easily open up a sweet store. We're not talking like sugars, okay? We're actually talking seriously about cakes and candies and cinnamon rolls and the like. Fantastic cook and artistic as well. All right, I just will stop talking about that, and that will keep me out of trouble. Thank you, appreciate it. All right, I think we're about done for the day. Is there anything else we need to cover in the court hopping, as court is about to, it's returning to normal. Cases are starting to get scheduled and begin again. Juries are getting called. We're going to have regular court here soon. We just don't have it yet. So. The podcast is here every Thursday. If you missed the show, I realize you've missed out the opportunity to win the membership, the free membership already. But I would encourage you to go back and watch the show from last night. It was a fun one. Thomas and I have a blast with you guys every single time we go live. This is season 2, episode 1 that happened last night. You can find that on the playlist. Hopefully I've got it in the playlist. If not, I'll add it soon. But it was on the live stream from last night. Julie, thank you very much. Hope you have a safe and wonderful weekend as well. I'm not seeing anything else that I need to bring to you. I'm not seeing a huge breaking news stories that we need to follow. I don't see any police chases. It's like everyone's taking just a regular Friday. Let's see.
That's him or he's waiting for that?
No, that's him.
That's his son. He got reset till no Tuesday. He got reset till Tuesday.
It's coming through tonight.
I mean, there's plenty of news out there, but it's all about Superman jumping over the bar, the bench, and about the release of lists, which we're not going to go into right here because that's just too much.
Oh no, Thursday. Maybe Thursday.
Sure.
Judge, you've got like 10 seconds to pop back on camera, or we're going to jump.
Thursday. El jueves.
El jueves. Las 9 abrimos.
The bailiff's like kicking people out. Look, we're done for the day. Just go home. Just leave. Then I can leave, and everything will be good. Bailiff's ordered the start.
New chair?
Do you like your new chair?
It's not broken. It's not broken in yet.
All right, here we go. We've had fun doing a couple court hops today. Thank you for being along with me. It was a good one. The podcast is here on this channel. So if you go to this channel on YouTube, talking about Recovery Addict, go there and you click the button that says live. There's like video, home, video, live. Click the live button and it will list them by most recent. The podcast is called Not Relevant Podcast. Season 2, Episode 1 was last night. You should find it near the top of the list. Probably the third one down is my guess. Have a great weekend, says Kathy. It's not live right now. No, it's not live. The podcast is out there, but it's not on the live list. Thank you, Alita. Appreciate you being here. Until Monday, Chris, good to have you here. K-Rab, thanks for the great comments. Vern, I can't blame the bailiff. SF in Texas says, it's only 3:20 here. Why are you quitting so early? I'm on the East Coast. I put in a full day's work already. See, 80s Music Man, thank you. Still in gray. We're trying to fix that. Let's see. See you on Tuesday. Have a great weekend. Celebrate wisely for Mrs. R.A. I have to buy her gift. I'm still going to look for what we want to do for a gift. I have a couple extra days because she doesn't get back until like Tuesday night-ish or Tuesday afternoon. But I need to order right away. So I'll be annoying all weekend long. Thank you, Ivan, for the heads up. Lock. No, just kidding. Look forward to hearing from you. All right, tonight when you go home, please hug the people you love. Smile at someone, make their day just a little bit better, and please stay safe till we go live again. It will be Monday morning unless something crazy happens. You guys be good to each other. It was wonderful. We'll see you same time, same place Monday morning. Have a good one. Bye.
What more do you need to see? Because he's the guy!
I apologize.